Join us on a heartfelt journey with A Walk to Remember, a story about love that comes when you least expect it, big changes, and the important moments that shape who we are. Based on the touching novel by Nicholas Sparks. It begins with Landon Carter and his friends hanging out by a lake in the evening. They're waiting for a junior student who's going to hang out with them for the first time. After some time, the junior student arrives. He's different from the rest, he's very simple, but today he gets caught up in their trouble. Dean challenges the junior student to jump from a high spot into the lake. He's a bit scared, but Landon tells him there's nothing to worry about and that he'll jump too. However, Landon doesn't jump and the junior student ends up jumping alone. Right after he jumps, everyone laughs at him, but their laughter stops quickly when they see the junior student is hurt from the fall into the water, and nobody helps him. Scared, they pull him out of the water because he's badly injured. Before they can do anything else, the police show up and they all run away. While running from the police, Landon can't control his car and crashes, hurting his head and needing crutches to walk. The next day, Landon's mom takes him to church where Jamie is singing with other girls. Jamie keeps looking at Landon but he ignores her. They've known each other since they were kids but they've never really talked much. The following day at college, Landon's group makes fun of Jamie's sweater because she's been wearing it for years. Then, the school principal calls Landon into his office and shows him beer bottles that Landon had with his friends in class. The principal gives Landon two choices: leave school or do things like clean up after school, teach junior kids on weekends, and be in this year's school play. Landon picks the second choice because it's less embarrassing. So he starts cleaning after school where he sees Jamie again, but then his friends show up and tease Jamie about her sweater again. In the evening, Landon drops off Belinda at her house and she invites him inside because nobody else is home. Landon and Belinda used to date but now they're not together anymore, and Landon says no to going inside. On weekends, Landon teaches little kids at school where he sees Jamie teaching too. On the way back from school on the bus, Jamie sits next to Landon and asks him to visit the junior student who got hurt at the lake, but Landon doesn't want to talk about it. Landon sees Jamie again at rehearsals for the school play where she's also acting. Landon gets the main role but still ignores Jamie until one day when Eric doesn't come to pick him up after rehearsal and he has to ask Jamie for a ride. For the first time, Jamie and Landon talk a lot during the ride. Landon finds out about Jamie's list of wishes and is surprised by it. There are only a few weeks left until the play but Landon can't remember his lines so he asks his friend Eric for help. But Eric just makes fun of him so now Landon turns to Jamie for help with his lines. Jamie agrees to help him but only if he promises not to fall in love with her. Landon agrees to Jamie's condition and laughs it off. After school, he goes to Jamie's house to practice for the play. The next day at school, Jamie greets Landon, but he ignores her in front of his friends to show them that Jamie is chasing him. When Landon visits Jamie's house after school, she won't let him in. Landon wants to keep their friendship secret, but Jamie doesn't agree and he has to leave. Feeling bad about this, Landon starts to improve himself. He works hard on learning his lines, teaches the junior kids well, and visits junior student in the hospital. Junior student is happy to see him because he considers Landon a friend. The day of the play arrives and it goes well for Landon. Jamie looks beautiful and Landon kisses her on stage, which wasn't part of the play. Belinda sees this from the audience and feels jealous. After the play, Landon sees his dad but doesn't talk to him because his dad left his mom for another woman. The next day, Landon tries to talk to Jamie at school, thinking she won't be mad after the kiss during the play, but she still won't talk to him. In the evening, Landon goes to Jamie's house with a gift of a sweater and she finally softens. However, at school the next day, everyone laughs at Jamie because Belinda has photoshopped Jamie's face onto a semi-nude model's poster and spread it around the school. Jamie cries, but then Landon stands up for her and fights with Dean, ending their friendship. Landon starts dating Jamie and Belinda is upset because she wants to get back with Landon. Landon asks Jamie out for the weekend but she says she's not allowed to date boys. Landon gets permission from Jamie's father by saying that he should have faith in him and Jamie. On their date, they dance and have a great time. Landon helps Jamie fulfill some of her wishes like being in two places at once and getting a tattoo. They kiss and Jamie reminds Landon of her condition not to fall in love, but they kiss again. Landon's mom discovers that Landon wants to study medicine. He explains that it's because of Jamie and his desire to become a better person for her. Jamie and Landon spend more time together, going to school together and being seen in other places, which upsets Landon's friends because he's not talking to them anymore. One night after dropping Jamie off late, her father tells her not to see Landon anymore. Jamie confesses her love for Landon and her father asks Jamie to tell him the truth. Jamie reveals she has cancer with little chance of survival. At their next meeting, she tells Landon that her treatment isn't working anymore and leaves crying. Shocked by this news, Landon goes to his father, a cardiologist, for help. His father tries to explain that he'll do what he can, but Landon feels like his father doesn't want to help and leaves. The next day, Landon tells Jamie he loves her a lot, and Jamie says Landon is very important in her life. Landon is building a big telescope for Jamie because he promised her he would. Dean apologizes to Landon for their past fight, and they become friends again. But Jamie's health gets worse, and she has to go to the hospital. Landon spends a lot of time with her there, and Jamie's father is happy to see this. Jamie is later moved home for care, and Landon's father pays for it all. Landon thanks his father with a hug and cries. When the telescope is ready, Landon shows it to Jamie. She's thrilled to see the planets through it. Then Landon asks Jamie to marry him, and she happily agrees. They get married in the same church where Jamie's mother got married, which was Jamie's top wish. 4 years later, Landon visits Jamie's father. Landon is studying medicine now, but Jamie has passed away not long after their wedding. Landon returns a book that belonged to Jamie's mother and was given to him by Jamie. He says he fulfilled most of Jamie's wishes except for seeing a miracle. Jamie's father tells him that he was the miracle in Jamie's life. Landon leaves, remembering Jamie's words that love is like wind, you can't touch it but can feel it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell icon so you won't miss our future videos. Thank you for watching.